Hi, I'm Khandie. Wait, hang on. First of all, do you know what? On Facebook, on YouTube, on social media in general, I see lots of photographers basically hoodwinking, lying, misleading people in how they live their lives and how it works. So I'm going to give you a very honest review and some insights into some of the stuff that I have seen, that I have potentially done, I know I've done, and some of the BS that goes on. So the other photographers like yourself who are watching these videos, do not feel bad that you are not at that level, because let me tell you, nobody really is at the level they're perpetuating online. So let's just go through some of the tactics and some of the crap that I personally have seen, that I have seen recommended in Facebook groups by people, and I'm not going to throw shade on those. I'm just saying this stuff is recommended. Anyway, I'm going to go to my client first and then we'll do this. So I've just arrived. One of the ones that you see is when photographers tell you they're busy and they've sold out a session, or they're so manic. And the reason why they do this is because a lot of business coaches will encourage them to imply they're busy so that they look exclusive, as in they're in such demand, and people buy from busy people. So don't think just because everyone says they're selling out, or, oh my God, I'm so manic, I've got 20 odd weddings to do in this week. I mean, that's a bit of an overreach, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. A lot of them do it. They're a bit fluid with the numbers to imply they're busier. It's one of the sales tactics that works. So don't feel bad if your mini sessions are not selling out, okay? Don't feel bad if you are not booked every single day for all day. Yes, you want your mini sessions to be sold out, obviously, and you can go on special courses for that and training. But don't feel bad when you're first starting out or you're a couple months in that you are not getting those busy booked sessions, okay? A lot of people you'll see will be having loads of famous models, or like Insta famous kind of people photographing with them, right? Photographing them, working with them. Let me just tell you, it's because they probably sent them messages. That person very likely hasn't gone to them. They've reached out. So this is where you need to do the reaching out, okay? You will get rejected. That's just normal. You'll get left unread. You'll be left in the air. But reach out, because that's how it happens, okay? They very rarely will I say, even my friend who started off doing this doesn't, and now is booked all the time, she doesn't always get them reaching out to her initially. She has to reach out to them. She starts commenting, building that relationship, using social media, not just to post to work, but to interact and build relationships with these people, and then asking them for a shoot. So try that. This one used to really upset me, because everybody seems to have the newest kit. Yeah. And then I learned through friends who are also photographers that most of them put them on a credit card or put them on a finance system. So don't think because you do not have the best camera, this, that, and the other, that you are less of a photographer. There's a whole reason I started my YouTube channel, that I use stuff that is slightly older. Yes, I have the new stuff, but it seemed unfair to teach people photography using only the new stuff when they're more likely to have what I have, if that makes sense. Anyway. So all these people who have all of these images, and a lot of them get discount codes if they have some sway, okay? So don't necessarily think that people are out there making thousands of pounds of money and can just easily drop $6,000 on a brand new camera body. Most of them are putting it on a credit card, or scrimping and saving and not telling you about it, or they're selling off loads of other stuff to get it, okay? Or taking out loans, whatever it is, they're doing it, okay? So don't feel that you have failed because you can't afford that. One thing you'll see is a lot of photographers will imply that they're going somewhere just to do photo shoots, i.e., oh my God, I'm all the way in the Outer Hebrides and I'm doing a photo shoot, blah, blah, blah. A lot of them are on holiday and just arrange with a local model to spend a couple of hours shooting, or they meet other friend and their friend does a photo shoot. That doesn't mean they're lying, but it's not the only reason they're there. So don't feel bad if you're not getting flown here, there and everywhere to do a photo shoot, because most people aren't. The thing you might find with photographers and what they put out is about equipment. A lot of them will have big lenses, big lighting, and they'll carry them around, and what they'll forget to tell you is how incumbent they are to carry. Oh, can you hear the birds? Look how lovely this is behind me. So yeah, just be mindful that when they show up with all that equipment, they've normally got an assistant. Often they don't even show that assistant. I don't often bring an assistant when I do, if I've got a lot of kit. So don't feel bad that you are struggling to carry all the kit that they have. One of the things you can invest in is one of those collapsible trolleys, by the way. Another quick one, awards. A lot of photographers will claim they've won awards, right? And some of them really have won awards. But just remember, there are certain awards which you pay to go on the shortlist, which seems to do away with why you're even being selected. So be mindful of that. Also, there are some awards that people win that literally is because they submitted an image, not even a great image. These are many of the online ones. So don't feel bad if you haven't won any awards. The only people who really care about awards are clients. And honestly, some awards are so easy to do. As I said, literally submitting an image. Look at that, that's pretty. Let me just use it to hide my head. No, we'll go back, I look better. Okay, rotate. The photographers who drive flash cars, seem to go on holiday all the time, all that, please remember, other people's incomes are not your income, and other people's lifestyles are not your lifestyle, and some of them have joint incomes, some of them have more than that. Try not to compare yourself. I'm gonna get a coffee. Another myth that seems to be perpetuated with photographers. A lot of photographers imply that they had a calling for photography. Amongst my friends, that isn't a norm. There are one of my two friends who did. I know that I enjoyed photography, but I never thought of it as a career until I joined the military. So just know that you don't have to always want to be a photographer. You can fall into it. Some of my friends were graphic designers who went into photography. Some of my friends were models, performers that went into photography. So don't feel like you have to be born into it with your blood. Some seminars really are just not worth it. I don't care how much you hype it up, how much TP or whatever they call it you're going to have if you go there, and how much networking you're going to do. I don't want to network with other photographers, I want to network with clients, right? I'm just over this whole, come to this workshop and I'll give you all the answers. It doesn't work like that. I'm also done with workshops that I can go watch at various other places, sometimes for free, and yet it's the same workshop that you then hide behind a paywall. I am done with people accepting that some seminars are great to repeat with just different titles. I want to see work and effort put in if I'm spending time to do it. You don't need to attend so many workshops on that note, or seminars. Just find out ones that really benefit you, and don't get hoodwinked into going to one that will teach you everything about photography, because I'd rather learn a specialist skill one at a time than try and get a blanket view of everything all in one go. One of the misconceptions is that photographers spend all the time drinking coffee. I think this is an idea that back in the day, when you could afford to buy coffee, people would shout about it because it was still a luxury item. Buying coffee now has become a bit of a mundane part of people's lives. They just go get it. Now for me, I am very fortunate that I live right near a coffee shop that actually has my face painted for some bizarre reason. But anyway, I think this idea is that buying coffee out during the workday gives us some sense of affluence or success. It doesn't. It's just people subconsciously implying that they are so successful they can take a coffee whenever they want, I think. Don't buy into it. Although I've just bought this one because I'm early for a photo shoot and it's something to do. Some Facebook groups that you're on are literally created just to allow trolls to tear other people's work down. And so often those photographers... Oh, I need to move to get this point across. Bright light. Sometimes those photographers are assholes because they are. And I also have this philosophy. If you have long enough to bitch, you ain't working hard enough. I don't care who they are, what they say. Every photographer has had a problem with a client at some point, even if it's only minute. Don't feel bad that you have one and they go, well, you should have done a contract. I can almost guarantee that every photographer ever out there has done a job where they haven't had a contract. Not all of them have been bitten in the ass, but yeah, I hate that, okay? I hate that everyone jumps down everyone's throat. Yes, you should have a contract, but when you're starting out, you necessarily don't think of that, okay? Also, if it's your friend, you don't necessarily think of that. Believe me, I did that once and got bitten, okay? And I've been in this business a long time. People go on walks like I am today. Now I am here for a job, but they'll take photos and later gram them, meaning they'll take a photo, share it later and write, oh, photo shoot. I'm not lying, we had a photo shoot that day, but not on the day that they're posting it perhaps. Or they'll go, oh, location scouting, and they're just out walking the dog. It does happen, you find a location when you're out walking the dog, but that wasn't the purpose. So remember, sometimes what's put on social media isn't necessarily what's really going on in that photographer's life, okay? The photographers who are popular on social media, don't get me wrong, some of them really are popular, but some have bought their likes. Just like any other influencer group, they can buy their likes. Also, mates will follow them. Don't get involved with vanity metrics. Don't look at followers. Just do your own thing and create the kind of imagery that would entice you or your potential clients to come see, and stop worrying about it. And my best advice is unfollow anyone who makes you feel bad. I'm gonna have my shadow if I do this. I don't know where to go. Wait. I've done a video on this before about having a studio, so I'll link it somewhere here. Having a studio doesn't make you a professional photographer. It can make your life easier, but also it is another financial burden. And I will just say having a studio can sometimes be mates drop around because they think they can. You need to set those boundaries. Also, the financial cost of having a studio is massive. And I'm not just talking like paying rent or mortgage, whatever it is on it. There are business rates potentially, and health and safety, and having first aid kits up to date, and having stuff tested, and just so much more, including insurance. And then there's that whole thing where, guess what? You have to clean it and maintain it, and that's a ball ache. I hope this helps. I want to be honest. There are some controversial things I've said in there. I'm sure I'll probably get some hate for it, but I'm done with like falseness. Photography, it seems to be like every other trade. There is always those that will bolster their importance. We all do it, but we'll fluff up what they're doing, how they're doing, which is fine. It's all part of marketing. But I don't want you to compare yourself to anyone else, okay? You do you, boo. You're doing good, I promise. get tax registered, have a contract, have a workflow and process, get yourself a GDPR compliant gallery space. By the way, all of these links are available, not affiliated at the time with this video, in my bio. There's even some discount codes. Go knock yourself out. If you need some help, comment below and I'll do more of these videos if you want. But as ever, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you all real soon. Take care of you, all right? We got this.